Do you know what is by far the most essential first step in the process of purchasing a home, especially if it is your first time? It's making a plan. Our mission here is to leave people better than we found them, and we do that by providing good information on best practices in the home financing realm. You're going to want to watch this video until the end if you are just beginning this journey into becoming a homeowner. From being a lender for the last 25 years, I see many first-time home buyers or new home buyers coming in and skip through or not spend the adequate time on this step, and it has had an impact on whether they complete this process or not. So why is a plan important? Most likely it's because a home purchase is financially probably your largest financial commitment to date. And making a commitment of this size typically brings a little bit of stress and anxiety to it. So being prepared is going to help you with that. And it's also going to help you know what to do, how to do it, and most importantly, when to take the next steps. Also, not having a plan is probably the number one contributor that I see for people not completing this process. By not having the right information, you just don't feel equipped. You don't think you have the right abilities to go and do or complete what is there. You don't have to be rich to buy a house. You just need to have a good plan and have good information to know what you need to do next. Okay, so where do we start? Most people think that, hey, when I think about starting to buy a house, I should just call a real estate agent. Well, any really good agent is going to tell you the exact same thing that I'm going to say to you now. You probably really want to start with your lender first. A lender is really going to help start setting the proper expectations. And before a real estate agent is really going to put you in a car or really to start working on trying to show you properties, they're going to want to know that you're pre-approved for a home loan if you're going to obtain financing. And if you're a first-time home buyer, most likely you will. And that's a step that they want to make sure you're going through. But it's also going to help set best expectations. So when we were talking with a lender, we're really going to start around goals. The goals is really going to help us with some expectation setting and determining some things. Again, from being a lender for the last 25 years, this is a conversation within about 7 to 10 minutes. I'm going to be able to really drill down on a lot of basics and help you really develop some of these next step ideas. So we would discuss goals where it comes down to where do you want your monthly payment to be? Is there an out-of-pocket expense that you want to stay within? I'm going to ask you about your employment. What do you do for a living? How long have you been there? Is there anybody else who's going to go on the loan with you? There are certain qualifying pieces that can come around depending on the type of employment and type of pay and the time frames that may have some impacts here. How is your income generated? Are you self-employed? Are you an hourly person? Salary? Do you get bonuses? Overtime, commission? All these have different qualifying types of variables to them where we may have to take some averages and what are the loan parameters around that. We're going to talk about some assets. Where do you want your out-of-pocket expenses to be? Do you have some money put away for a small down payment? Are you a veteran? What kind of programs maybe we look into? A veteran might be able to do 100% financing. You may want to know about first-time home buyer programs. Hey, do I qualify for a down payment assistance program, and are they available in the specific market area that I'm looking at? These are going to be great things to really kind of help start setting some of those expectations on what to do next. Now, after kind of going through that determination, it might help us figure out better things to start discussing with that real estate agent as well. When we think about what price point do I want to be in? Well, knowing what out-of-pocket expense and monthly payment I want to stay within, we're going to work backwards and try to tell you and really help you figure out what type of price point you want to stay within. Now, we may go back and look at some credit items because you may have a time frame of my lease is not up for 6 or 7 months. I started early. Great. Well, here's 3 or 4 different credit items that we can work on. And just by doing those small little variables, that might improve the program or interest rate we might be able to offer, which may have an impact on which purchase price you could go after to still meet some of those goals that you're within. Now, all these items are really important for that real estate agent because now they're going to know where to look, what neighborhoods that they can show you. They're going to help you determine what kind of price points are going to fit with some of those criteria that you may have. And that's going to help you drill backwards with the real estate agent on, is it meeting the goals that you need for the home? Is it a number of bedrooms or bathrooms or square footage, or is it single family? Is there a yard, or I don't want a yard? What kind of parameters are we're going to have a lot better impactful information to go back to that real estate agent with. Also, if we have some time, we're going to know what needs to be done. If it's more time on the job, if it's making sure that we're saving some more for the down payment that's going to get you where you need it to be, or if it's a credit piece that we want to back into, it's going to help us kind of really work backwards into a time frame. Knowing all this information is going to make that conversation with that real estate agent a lot more in depth. And then when you start looking and searching for homes, especially online, it's going to keep your field of vision in the right price points. By going through this process, taking the time to speak to a lender, making a plan for what you need to do, analyzing your employment, your income, your credit, your assets, is going to really help you build that confidence on what to do next. And if you're really serious about this journey to becoming a homeowner, taking these steps is going to be really impactful on your mindset moving forward.